Ricardo with the junkguysdfw.net. I'm here with Hunter. Hunter, tell them who you are.
So my name is Hunter Hwilson. I'm the owner of Clutter Clean Out Junk Removal in Cincinnati.
That's where the Logan boys are from.
No idea.
No, the Pauls. Jake Paul.
Oh, Logan? Oh,
yeah, they're from Cincinnati.
Logan's a cocksucker. But,
okay.
You know, Jake's nice. I like Jake. It used to be the other way around, but I think Jake's a pretty good dude. I think Logan's a piece of shit, but,
wow.
You know.
I like them both. I think better. So tell me, you know, we were talking earlier.
Yep.
You're out of Cincinnati.
Yep.
Naming companies Clutter, Clean Out.
Yes, sir.
And then you were talking about how I don't get along with Russ, but then you explained something to me. You explained something to me. Our different point of views, and it really made me think really hard, because I don't like Russ and he doesn't like me, and we're good with that. But explain it to me, what you were saying.
Yeah, so basically, I'll just give you guys a little rundown so you guys know exactly what we're talking about. So on Facebook, and by the way, Russ already knows me, but Russ, love you to death. But you know, as you guys know, if you guys know, so Ricardo and Russ have quite the beef that goes on quite a bit. Right. So really what happens is Russ shits on Ricardo because he picks up fridges for 45 bucks, right? And usually I would say Russ probably picks them up for about 200 bucks. With me, I'm usually about 200, but we used to pick them up for like 125. But the whole conversation we were having was more about advertising. So Ricardo doesn't run any advertising. And when you don't have advertising dollars going out of your bank account, you don't really have to factor that stuff in, right? So if my cost per lead is, let's say, like 80 bucks, right? Well, he picks them up for 45. So if I'm picking up a fridge for 125, we're making the same amount of fucking money, right? And so Ricardo is very against advertising, but he's also been in the business for 17 years, right? I've been in the business, we just hit our 3rd year. And so in order for me to compete with the big dogs, whether that's 1-800-GOT-JUNK, Junk King, you guys fucking know. Whenever you got to compete with those guys, you have to make your business known in the easiest way and the fastest way to do that. It's not talking to people, it's not posting on Facebook, it's advertising. Ads. It's ads, because you pay to be top of mind all the time, and the better your ads are, the more you're on top. Now, like I said, with Ricardo, he doesn't have ads. He's been in the business for 17 years. He's got his clients. He has that stuff. 1-800-GOT-JUNK, especially in my market, and Junk King, they're big-ass operations, and they've been around for more than 10 years in my market. So, you know, people already know them, plus they're the 2 biggest brands in the world, so they're already getting calls regardless. So in order for me to make money, whether I'm trying to make 60 grand a month or whatever the case is, I have to advertise. And if I didn't advertise, my business would not grow hardly at all. So when we look at advertising, the reason why they beef so much, and Russ says that Ricardo's cheap as shit, is because they're making the same amount of money, but Russ has to charge, or I have to charge that much, because we're running advertising. We have to make money on our advertising. If I'm charging 45 bucks to remove a fucking refrigerator, I'm never going to make any money. I'm going to go out of business, and he doesn't have to spend that. So I think that's the real disconnect of reason why there's a lot of beef that goes on. And then plus, you know, it ends the way that it does. But, you know, he's coming from a place to where he's been in the business for long. Russ has been in the business for 6-7 years. And while Russ has his locations and he's doing very well, he has advertising, and that's the best way to grow your business, honestly.
You know, I was talking to Hunter, and I was like sitting down. He explained this to me, and it gave me more respect for Russ, you know what I mean? I still don't like you, Russ, just to let you know that. But it gave me more respect for the fact of what he does, you know what I mean? 100%. And the people that he does mentor and he talks to, like yourself, you know? But it's eye-opening. So we're over at a dumpster conference, right? It's called Lonestar Dumpster or something?
Yeah, Lonestar Dumpster Showcase.
Right, and listen, I'm not buying dumpsters. I sold my dumpsters, okay? But I came here because Orson's looking at dumpsters, and look at him walking around like an idiot. Look at him. But, you know, Hunter, it's great to talk to people. But Hunter, he explained it to me, and I kind of started thinking, damn, you're right. And when you do have 17 years in this business, you have to be open to hearing people out. You have to be open to the fact that I don't run ads.
Yeah.
And you run ads.
Yeah.
And you got to make money.
100%.
And I'm all about the junk removal industry, brother. I've been trying to grow the junk industry for 17 years, and I hope it gets bigger, because the bigger it gets and the more popular this industry gets, but not only the industry, the service of junk removal, the more money I make. It's just normal, guys. Normal. But Hunter, I appreciate you, dog.
Yeah, no
I appreciate
problem,
you talking. You want to say anything else? Oh, talk about your business real fast. Say it, dude. Tell who you are exactly.
So I mean, what do you want to know?
You do junk removal.
Yep, junk removal and dumpster rental. In the past 3 years, we have over 700 5-star reviews. We're very big on reviews. One thing I will tell you guys, which he's been in the business for 17 years. But,
I know what he's gonna say. Go ahead,
guys. You got to get your reviews. I ain't even lying. Like when you go on vacation and you look at a restaurant. You got a business that has 14,000 reviews, you're going to go to that fucking restaurant. It's the same fucking way with people looking up a junk removal place.
So how many reviews do I have?
Probably 4.
21. He fucking subtracted me like 18. I have 21, and I'm loyal to those 21. You know what's weird about those 21? Like 2 of them are bad. You know. So I don't base my business, but I will tell you something, Hunter. And he's 100%. You gotta get reviews. I rely my haunted house business on reviews.
Yeah.
Social media, TikTok and Instagram, not Facebook. Yeah. By the way, if you're buying ads on Facebook or posting, don't do that.
Ooh,
TikTok.
I'll debate them.
And Instagram. TikTok. That's another video. TikTok and Instagram are so big for me.
Yeah.
When it came to the haunted house, and we based it on reviews. I mean, I was pushing reviews hard. When junk removal, when you're doing it 17 years, you're right. You know what I mean? I will tell you one thing. I noticed that when business is really slow, and I told everybody my business is slow. My business was slow, but I'll tell you what wasn't slow. Repeat customers and commercial accounts. And it's not fair. I've been in the business 17 years. The phone's going to ring regardless.
Yeah.
Because of the repeat customers and the commercial accounts.
Yeah.
They still have money. It's the customers, the normal people that decided to hold their money. They had money too, but they were holding it.
Yeah.
They were holding. And that's an advantage I have over a business like his or Russ's or somebody else's that hasn't been in the business for that long. Yeah. But I appreciate you talking to me, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Problem.
All right, guys. Oh, go ahead.
Well, this is what I will say about Ricardo is he is exactly the way he is on YouTube in real life. I gotta respect him for it. A lot of guys, they change up, they try to kiss your ass whenever you're in person or whatever. Me and him have gone back and forth on Facebook too.
Well, I had no idea. I have no idea. I had no idea. I just
one thing I will say, and this is the thing I've told Ricardo as well, that if Russ, if you did watch this video, I will say that. If you guys sat down, you guys are so much alike. I think it's just when you guys, it gets to the point to where it gets emotional, and then you're like, fuck this guy, and I get it. But I will say that you guys are very much alike, and that's not a bad thing. I think you guys are stand-up guys. Russ, you already know. I mean, we talk all the time. I think you got a killer business anyway, but. I think that there's just this disconnect, especially over
$45 fridges. It's just $45 fridges. It is $45 fridges.
But $45.
He attacked me one day, and I didn't know who he was. And since that day, like 3 years ago, we just go back and forth about it.
But when you don't have advertising expenses, you don't have to pay for that. You don't have to worry about your cost per lead or anything like that. So it's honestly just gross profit at that point. So, but guys, I mean, definitely, if you're new in business, you got to fucking advertise. You're gonna kick yourself, especially down the road when you decide to advertise. But you have to understand advertising as well. If you're going to run Google ads, do some fucking research. Don't just hire a company and listen to whatever they say. They will screw you over. You have to know a little bit of what they're talking about, so then you can call out BS where it needs to be. You need to monitor your numbers. You got to know exactly what advertising is doing, how much you're spending, but also how much you're making. I mean, to the exact cent, because then you know exactly what's working, and then you can dump more money into it if it's working really well to scale that shit. So
you're a good talker, by the way.
I appreciate it.
One thing, when I interview people, they're always and you haven't said it one time. I've been hearing you the whole time.
So the only reason why that is, and I've experienced this, is when I actually know what I'm talking about. Is I don't have to stutter and I don't have to feel like I'm making up bullshit. And so, if you were to ask me about, relationships or something, I would probably a little bit, because I'm not the best at that. My girl knows that. But, at the same time, when it comes to business, I love this shit. I do believe it's a lifelong game. And,
definitely.
And, I think if you can learn something from everything. And even from him, he's a very much shaking hands type of person. And, eventually that is what you want your business to be. You don't want to have to advertise so much. But in order to start a new business, especially in the internet age, you got to do that shit or else you're going to be left behind. Straight up.
I like this guy. I like it, Hunter. Well, hey, do you have YouTube videos?
No,
channel?
No, I don't have it.
Okay, never mind. I was going to advertise it.
This shit, my shit takes up too much time. I don't have time for that shit.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later, guys. Junk Guys DFW and The Clutter Clean Out in Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the Paul brother. Or the Cincinnati Bengals, maybe.
Nah, they suck.
I'll edit that part.